Good afternoon, everyone. This is James, the local Viking, and in today's video, we're going to go over the safest way to manage multiple entities with Google My Business. Now, if you only manage one entity, then it's perfectly okay to have that entity stored in a Gmail account. But if you manage multiple entities, then while Google allows you to store multiple entities under one Gmail, you start running a risk. Because if you have multiple entities under a Gmail, while Google acknowledges that there are agencies out there that manage multiple listings, that's not always the case when it comes to an individual looking at your account. If that individual from Google deems that your account or even a handful of your listings are doing spammy activity or activity that goes against Google's terms of service, then Google can come in and suspend all your listings, whether that listing was legitimate or not. More so, if your listing, let's say you had Bob's Law Firm and then you had Mary's Daycare, right? But Bob's Law Firm had a user on its listing, and might be the client or just some other user, but let's say it's the client. The client has a user profile on his listing, and this user goes behind your back and starts doing activity that's against Google's terms of services. Google can come in and, by pure guilty by association, suspend Bob's Law Firm, see that Bob's Law Firm is in the same account as Mary's Daycare, and also suspend Mary's Daycare. So how does one resolve this issue? How do you get Google from not suspending all your listings when it's not even your fault? You know, if the owner, you can't control the actions of your client, you can only warn them, right? Well, there actually is a solution. So the safest way to manage multiple entities is actually dividing them up into multiple Gmail accounts, putting each entity into its own Gmail bucket. So if you had Bob's Law Firm, and you had attorney Bob the lawyer, Joe lawyer, what have you, any listing that pertains to Bob's Law Firm, any department listings, they would all go under one Gmail. Now, if you had Mary's Daycare, and maybe had a listing for Mary herself, all of those listings go in a whole separate Gmail account, and you'll keep rinsing and repeating that process. Now, you might say, hey, well, that's great and all, but that is a lot of logins I have to remember. Well, yes, you would have to write down each and every one of your logins, and if you wanted to do any work in any of those listings, you'd have to log into that particular account, do what you need to do, and log out. But in today's world, we actually have a few solutions to that to make life a lot easier than that. So yes, you would still have to go ahead and make all of your separate Gmails for each entity. So you have your Bob's Law Firm email, Mary's Daycare email, what have you. Then you can come to Local Viking. And what Local Viking would do for you is it's going to tie all those Gmails together so you can then still work under one roof and not have to log in and out of all these accounts. So all you would do is, when you have your Local Viking account, go to the top right. You'll go to Google Accounts. You will add an account. I'm going to add this team@localviking.com account. And all this is doing is an oath verification. Local Viking is not going to be a user on any of your listings. They're simply syncing to the account to gain the information from it and tie it together under Local Viking's roof. This is all done through Google's API. So we press allow. And now, in a minute, we will see our one listing pop up. Might take a little bit. I'll refresh the page for a sec. So, okay, so we have Bob's Law Firm. So now that we have Bob's Law Firm synced to Local Viking, it would appear on our locations page, and we can go ahead and begin working on Bob's Law Firm. these two listings are not under our email, and yet we can still click into them and work on them. So you can tie in a limited amount of email accounts to Local Viking to then manage all of your Google My Business listings under the Local Viking roof. So this error right here, that threw me off for a second. This error right here is because Local Viking is going to sync all of your listings, all 100% of your listings in your Gmail account, whether it's verified, published, unverified, or suspended. It does not matter. Bob's Law Firm is actually not verified at the moment. It's just a test account that I made just to give this demonstration. So that's why we see that pop up here. It's not live in Google Maps. But if you take all of your accounts, tie them together, that is a solution to creating the most safe work environment for your Google My Business listings to ensure that if something gets suspended, that it doesn't cause a domino effect and suspend listings that really shouldn't be suspending. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you next time. Bye now.